Hello, good evening, Junaid and Steve.
Good evening, sir.
All right. So we have completed our chapter theory of revenue, or concept of revenue in the last class. And today we have to start a new chapter, that is market structure. But before starting this chapter, just wanted to know whether you have any doubt regarding the previous chapter. You want to ask anything, Junaid?
No, sir, I wasn't there last class.
You were absent in the last class?
Yeah, Thursday, right?
Okay. So okay, let's just do one thing. Let me revise everything for you. And if you feel that there is any doubt in the topic, then you can ask. All right, Junaid?
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so we were doing the concept of revenue. In this chapter, we have understood the meaning of revenue, then classification of revenue, then total revenue, average revenue, and marginal revenue. Then we have also completed the relationship between the different types of revenues. First of all, we did the relationship between the total revenue and marginal revenue in case of in case of imperfect competition. Then we also discussed the relationship between the total revenue, sorry, average revenue and marginal revenue in case of the imperfect competition. So in case of perfect competition, first of all, we have discussed the meaning of the, first of all, we have discussed the relationship between total revenue and marginal revenue, wherein I have explained that in case of imperfect competition, price of the commodity remain keep on declining with the every extra unit that seller sell in the market. So therefore, the total revenue increases at a decreasing rate initially, then it becomes constant at some at particular point, then after this it starts decreasing. This is how the diagram for the total revenue is formed. Then we make the marginal revenue curve. Marginal revenue curve will be downward sloping. All right, so considering all of these, we can create the following relationship. First of all, first relationship is that marginal revenue, when marginal revenue decreases, total revenue will increase at a positive, total revenue increases, but at a decreasing rate. Then when marginal revenue is zero, then total revenue is constant and at its maximum. And when marginal revenue is negative, then total revenue will be declining. And then we have discussed the relationship between AR and MR. And here I have explained that in case of imperfect competition, both AR and MR decreases. But MR can be zero, MR can be negative as well, but AR can never be zero, it can never be negative. So all of these things we have discussed in the previous classes. So I think you have done these relationship, no, Junaid?
Yeah, till here I was there. This thing, so I did.
So you have also, I think you have also covered the relationship between TR and MR in case of perfect competition. In case of perfect,
No, this one I didn't do.
this one you didn't do. Okay, so let's do one thing. You missed two classes or just one? How
One class is like on Thursday there was any class. I missed that.
you only missed Thursday class, no?
Yeah.
So I think I have explained all of these things in the uh, in on Wednesday's class. Okay, no problem. Let me.
Wednesday there wasn't any class, right?
Okay, oh, on Wednesday, yeah, there was some problem, technical issue, so there was no class. All right, let me explain it again. No problem. So just give me a moment. So we will be discussing about the relationship. First of all, we are going to discuss everything in context of imperfect competition. In case of in case of perfect competition. So you know the difference between the perfect and the imperfect competition, Junaid? What is the difference? What is the basic difference between the perfect competition market and imperfect competition?
So in perfect, like, let me read the notes.
See, there are two types of markets, Junaid. First is the perfect competition market, perfect competition, and then we have the imperfect competition.
Yeah, in perfect and imperfect, like customer changes the price, like depends upon commodity and all.
Yeah, so almost correct, but see, not customer changes, right? In case of perfect competition, seller has to sell their commodity at the same price. Seller sell goods at same price. That means every seller present in the market will be selling their product at the same. Let's say one seller is charging, let's say 20 rupees for its product, then the other seller will have to charge the same price, 20. And it is also presumed that in order to sell more quantity, seller is not required to reduce the price of the commodity. Usually what happens now, when you buy more quantity of the commodity, seller will you will buy you will ask for the discount. That means a seller will be selling the goods at a lower price. In order to sell more quantity, seller will be reducing the price of the commodity. But in case of perfect competition, this does not happen. This means that in case of perfect competition, price of the commodity will remain constant. So this is one of the characteristic of the perfect competition. And in case of imperfect competition, it is believed that in order to sell more quantity, seller has to reduce price of the commodity. So let's say if he's selling one unit at rupees 10, then in order to sell the second unit, he will be charging less price. For the third unit, even less, and for the fourth unit, the 7 rupee will be charged. So this means that as the quantity increases, the price will decrease in case of imperfect competition. But in case of perfect competition, there is no required to change the price of the commodity. It is assumed that seller can sell any number of quantity at the same price. So keeping this in mind, we will be creating relationship. First of all, we will be creating relationship between the total revenue and the marginal revenue. So in case of perfect competition, we are going to discuss the relationship between average revenue and marginal revenue. All right. And let's take an example to understand this. Let's suppose these are the various quantity of commodity that seller is selling: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And let's suppose seller was charging 10 rupees per unit. So that means in order to sell the second unit as well, he will be charging the same. He will be charging the same price, because we are talking about the perfect competition. So in case of perfect competition, price of the commodity remains constant. So 10 rupees for the third unit, 10 rupees for the fourth, fifth, and sixth unit. For every unit, he will be charging the same price. Okay. Now we will calculate the total revenue, average revenue, and this one. We will be creating the relationship between the total revenue and margin. Sorry, total and the margin. Okay, so now we will find out the value of the total revenue. Junad, can you tell me the value of the total revenue, please? In the given question, value of the total revenue will be how much?
10,
10, correct. For the second unit, it will
20,
be correct. So 30,
30,
40, 50, 60. So this is how the total revenue is determined in case of perfect competition. We are simply multiplying the price with the quantity. Now we will also calculate the value of the marginal revenue. So marginal revenue, as I told you at the first unit, everything remains same. That is price, total revenue, average revenue, everything remains same. That means total revenue and marginal revenue will be same at the first unit. That is rupees 10. Now for the second unit, total revenue is increasing by rupees 10. Therefore, the marginal revenue will also be how much? Marginal revenue will be
10.
Now, again, total revenue is increasing from 20 to 30. That means there is an increase of rupees 10 in the marginal revenue, in the total revenue. Then again 10, marginal revenue will remain constant because total revenue is increasing at a constant rate. Therefore, marginal revenue will be constant. All right. So this is how the schedule of the total revenue, marginal revenue will be formulated. Now we will establish a relationship. Now we will establish the relationship between the total revenue and marginal revenue on diagram. We will first of all create the diagram. So let's suppose this is y-axis and x-axis, and on y-axis we will be indicating the value of the total revenue and also the average revenue. Okay, and this is the quantity. So you can see that total revenue is increasing at a constant rate. So when you will draw the diagram for the total revenue, because total revenue is increasing at a constant rate, therefore the diagram for the total revenue will be upward sloping. It will be something like this. It will go on in just yes. It will be an upward sloping diagram. This will be something like this. This will be total revenue, indicating that total revenue is increasing. First of all, because this curve is going upward, no, therefore it indicates that total revenue is increasing. First of all, correct. And because it is linear. Linear basically means it is a straight line. Because it is a linear curve, it is a linear line. That means that total revenue is increasing at what rate? It is increasing at a constant rate. Therefore, it is linear. All right, Junaid. So total revenue will be an upward sloping curve, and it will always be a linear curve in case of perfect competition, because in case of perfect competition, total revenue will increase at a constant rate. Tell me, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will create marginal revenue curve, and as you can see, marginal revenue is constant throughout. So we will, when you will draw the diagram for the marginal revenue, you will notice that marginal revenue curve will be a straight line parallel to x-axis curve. This will be something like this. This is the marginal revenue. Is this clear as well? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how can we create the relationship now? Now see what we can write in the relationship. We can say that in case of perfect competition, marginal revenue remains constant at every unit of output. This is the first point you can write in the relationship. Second point you can write on the behavior on the basis of the diagram, that marginal revenue curve is a straight line curve. Marginal revenue curve is a straight line curve which will be parallel to x-axis. You can write this in the relationship, parallel to x-axis. So these are the two relationships, and these relationships are based on the marginal behavior of the marginal revenue. Then you can also write down the relationship on the basis of the total revenue. You can, in case of total revenue, you can see the total revenue is increasing at a constant rate. So you can write total revenue in case of perfect competition, total revenue increases at a constant rate. It increases at a constant rate. It increases at a constant rate. Number one. Second relationship you can establish on the basis of the shape of the diagram, shape of the curve. So in this you can write down total revenue curve. Total revenue curve is an upward sloping It is an upward sloping. It is an upward sloping curve. Correct? It is an upward. So these are the four relationships that you can establish between the total revenue and marginal revenue in case of perfect competition. Tell me, Junaid, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is it. Now there is one more relationship on the in case of perfect competition. So in case of perfect competition, we have one more relationship, that is the relationship between the average revenue and the marginal revenue. So we will write down relationship between the average revenue and marginal revenue. Now this is very simple. See, first of all, in order to create the relationship, we'll first of all draw the schedule. So let's assume that these are the quantity that a seller is selling, and this is the price of the commodity. Then we have the total revenue, and this time we will be calculating because we need to establish relationship between the average revenue and marginal revenue. So therefore we will have to calculate the value of the average revenue and also marginal revenue. Okay, so output, let's say output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's say price is rupees 20. All right, so price will be same at all the unit of output. In case of perfect competition, price is not reducing. Had it be imperfect competition, so in that case price must be reduced. So total revenue will be 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 and 120. This will be the total revenue. Now let's find out the value of the average revenue. I think I have already explained that average revenue always equals to price of the commodity.
Yes, sir. I remember that.
Okay. So keeping that in mind, we can simply write down the value of average revenue is just equal to the price of the commodity. So average revenue going to remain same, 20, 20, 20 at all the unit, 20. Okay. And marginal revenue will also be same, because total revenue is increasing at a constant rate. That is, total revenue is increasing every time total revenue is increasing by 20 rupees. Therefore, marginal revenue will be constant as well. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 and 20. All right. So as you can see, the value of the average revenue and marginal revenue both are exactly same. Therefore, in case of perfect competition, there is not much relationship we will be able to create between the average revenue and marginal revenue. See, in order to create relationship between any cost, any revenue, any product, there must be some similarity or there must be some differences between two variables. But in this case, average revenue and marginal revenue both are exactly same. Therefore, it will be very difficult to establish any relationship between the average revenue and marginal revenue. All right, so let's just first make the diagram for both the type of revenue. So in case, in order to draw the diagram, we will be making the y-axis and the x-axis. So let's say on the y-axis, I'm taking the value of the prices, and sorry, on the y-axis, I'm taking the price, not price. Okay, on the y-axis, we will be taking the value of the average revenue and also value of the marginal revenue. And here on the x-axis, I'll be indicating the value of the quantity. So as you can see, the average revenue and marginal revenue both are same. So first of all, let's make the diagram for the average revenue. Average revenue curve will be completely parallel to x-axis because it is constant throughout at different units, right? And let's talk about the marginal revenue diagram. So when you will draw the marginal revenue diagram, you will notice that marginal revenue is exactly same as compared to the average revenue. Therefore, the marginal revenue curve will coincide the average revenue curve. This will be something, the diagram for the average revenue, marginal revenue will be something like this. So marginal revenue and average revenue both can be represented through a single straight line parallel to x-axis. Tell me, Junaid, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Marginal revenue, average revenue will be one line only, because marginal revenue and average revenue have the same values. Is this clear? No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as there is, because there is no difference between the marginal revenue and average revenue, therefore we won't be able to create much of a relationship between the marginal and average revenue. So you can simply say that marginal revenue and average revenue both are exactly same in case of perfect competition. Therefore, diagram for marginal revenue and average revenue coincide with each other, and it will remain parallel to x-axis throughout different quantity, the different various quantity of the various quantity that seller sells in the market. Is that clear, Junaid?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so this is these are the two relationship in case of perfect competition. So there is a relationship between the total revenue and marginal revenue that we have discussed, and then this is the second relationship, average revenue and marginal revenue relationship. Now the point is that see, in case of in your exam, question can be asked like, first of all, they can ask you question like this. They will ask that state the relationship, state the relationship between average revenue and marginal revenue, and there will be the situation will be mentioned in the question. So let's say it question specifies that you create the relationship between average revenue and marginal revenue in case of imperfect competition. Let's say in case of imperfect competition. So in order to create the relationship between average revenue and marginal revenue in case of imperfect competition, what you will be doing, you will be forming the diagram. First of all, we have already learned this, that in case of in case of imperfect competition, average revenue curve will be marginal revenue curve will be something like this. It will be downward sloping, negative and zero, but average revenue can never be zero, can never be negative. Therefore, average revenue curve will be something like this. Is this clear now? So this is how in case of imperfect competition, average revenue and marginal revenue curves are formed. Junaid, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And after forming the diagram, you can start creating the relationship. You can state the relationship as we have already discussed that average. You can first of all write down that marginal revenue can be zero, can be negative. Alright, but average revenue cannot be zero, can never be negative. There, and the next point you can write here is that marginal revenue, average revenue both declines with the increase in output, but rate of decrease in the marginal revenue is always greater than the rate of decrease in the average revenue. So all of these relationships we have already covered in the previous classes. The point is that I want to make here is that if question specifically mention that you need to answer, you need to state the relationship between average and marginal in case of imperfect competition, then you will explain the relationship between in context of from the viewpoint of the imperfect competition only. And if question says that you have to establish relationship between average and marginal in case there is perfect competition. So the whole thing is that usually question specify the market situation. If it is a market, if it is a perfect competition, then you will have to explain the entire concept from the viewpoint of the perfect competition, otherwise from the viewpoint of the imperfect competition. All right, but there are certain situations when in the examination situation is not mentioned. It just says you to state the relationship Question simply says state relationship only. State the relationship between state the relationship between average revenue and marginal revenue. This is it. Nothing more is mentioned. Question only specify. Question only asks you to state the relationship between AR and MR. Question is not specifying the type of market form. It is not specifying whether it is asking in context of the imperfect competition or perfect competition. Getting my point? So these are the two different type of questions that can be asked in examination. So first of all, if market situation is specified, then you will have to answer as per the market situation. But if nothing is specified, then tell me, how will you answer it? What will you presume? Whether it is an imperfect competition or perfect competition, what will you presume? How will you answer this? Any idea? If nothing is mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Any idea? How will you explain that?
No idea, sir.
Okay. So let me tell you, in such a situation, we explain the general relationship. We won't be explaining the relationship between average revenue and marginal revenue from any market point of view. We won't be presuming that it is an imperfect competition or it is a perfect competition. Instead, we will be explaining the general relationship. And now the point is that what is the general relationship? So there is one more situation. There is a general relationship in this question, and general relationship we need to discuss this only in context of the average revenue and the marginal revenue. This is it. So let's understand what is the general relationship between the average and the marginal. So first of all, we need to understand the diagrammatic representation of the general relationship. So let me write this. General relationship will only be established if market situation is not given in the question. So first of all, let me make the diagram. Diagram for average revenue and marginal revenue. In which situation? In general situation. General situation basically means wherein the market type is not given, we will presume it a general situation question. General situation. So how will you form the diagram in case of general situation? So you will take the y-axis and the x-axis. On the y-axis, I'm taking the price of the commodity. Then not price of the commodity, sorry. On the y-axis, we will be taking the value of the average revenue. And the value of the marginal revenue. And the quantity on the x-axis. Now see, this is very important. In case of imperfect competition, in case of general situation, when you form the diagram of the marginal revenue will be something like this. It will go, initially it will go upward. It will go upward. So it will initially increase, then it will start decreasing, and eventually it will go to zero, and it will eventually become negative as well. So this is a diagrammatic representation of the marginal revenue. Okay, and now in order to now we will be forming the diagram for the average revenue. So just remember this, average revenue start from the same point, but it starts initially, it increases initially, it goes on increasing like this. It will eventually become constant, and finally it will start decreasing. This is how the average revenue curve is formed. Tell me, Junaid, the diagram is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Can you explain once again? Like, diagrams are like unknown.
See, first of all, there is no logic behind the diagrammatic presentation of the average and the marginal revenue. So there is no logic. You just have to keep this in mind that in case of general situation, marginal revenue initially increases, then it will reaches its maximum point and eventually it will start decreasing. This is how the marginal revenue curve will look like in case of the general situation. And what about the marginal revenues? What about the average revenue? So the average revenue in case of the general situation, average revenue initially it also increases. It goes on like this. It eventually become constant and then it will start decreasing. So this will be something like this. So what is important here, that you can see marginal revenue is getting zero. It is also getting negative. But average revenue initially increases and decreases, but it can never be zero. It can never zero. It can never be negative. Junaid, is this clear?
Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay. So now as it is clear now, so we can create the relationship. What is the relationship between the average and the marginal revenue looking at the diagram? So let's assume that the point of intersection, the point where average revenue, marginal revenue both are intersecting, let's take it as point E. All right. And now look just look to the left of the point E. So I'm talking about this entire area and this area and this area. So can you just tell me which is more as compared to which is either AR is greater than MR or MR is greater than AR in the left part of the intersection? I'm asking that before intersection, point of intersection, which seems more as compared to the other? Average revenue is greater than the marginal revenue or marginal revenue is greater than the average revenue?
Marginal revenue is greater than average revenue.
Correct. Because marginal revenue curve is upward as compared to the average revenue, this proves that before point A, before yes, so before point E, marginal revenue is greater than average revenue. All right. So now just tell me, when marginal revenue is greater than average revenue, can you just tell me what is the behavior of average revenue? Whether average revenue, do you think average revenue is increasing or it is decreasing before point E? It is increasing or decreasing?
It is increasing.
It is increasing. Correct. Perfect. Very good. So this is the first relationship, that when marginal revenue is greater than the average revenue, you will notice that in this, at this point, average revenue will increase. Average revenue increases. This is the first relationship. All right. Now let's talk about the point after the intersection. That is after point E. After point E. Tell me, after point E, which is greater than which? Point after point E, AR is
Average
more than
revenue is
MR or
greater than
yes,
MR.
AR gets greater than the MR. So we can write it as after the intersection point, after the point E, MR is less than AR. We can write this, write it like this, that AR becomes greater than the marginal revenue. And you will notice that when marginal revenue is less than average revenue, you will notice that here, that when average revenue is greater than marginal revenue, you will notice that average revenue is continuously decreasing, right? Average revenue is continuously decreasing. So we can write the relationship that when MR gets less than AR, then average revenue starts to decrease. It starts decreasing. Start decreasing. This is the second relationship. Junaid, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, the final relationship is that when, so what happens at point, exactly on point E, on point E, tell me, what do you think, what is happening at point E? At point E, so at point E, average revenue and marginal revenue both are equal.
Yeah, and constant also.
Correct. When average revenue and marginal revenue both are equal, then at this point, average revenue will be constant. Average revenue will be constant, and at the same time, it will be maximum as well. It will be at its maximum value. So just try to understand that we are, or if, while we calculate, while we establish the relationship between AR and MR, we are reflecting the relationship from the viewpoint of the average revenue. We are indicating the behavior of the average revenue only. That when marginal revenue is greater than average revenue, then AR will increase. When average revenue becomes greater than the marginal revenue, then AR will decrease. When MR is exactly equal to the average revenue, then AR will be constant and at its maximum. Tell me, Junaid, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, there is one more thing that you can write here, that you can, this is general point, that marginal revenue, you can mention this, that marginal revenue can be zero, as we can see in the diagram, it is getting zero, and it can also be negative as well. But average revenue can never be zero, and it can never be negative. This can also be written in the relationship part. So these are the different type of relationship between the AR and MR. So you will write this down. You will know, you will explain this relationship in your exam if nothing is mentioned in the question. If situation is not mentioned in the question, then only these relationship need to be explained in the examination. If mentioned, if situation is mentioned, then you will answer the question as per the mentioned situation only. So I hope everything that we have discussed is clear, Junaid. Anything you want to ask, Junaid? Any doubt?
No, sir, it's clear.
That's clear. All right. So this is it. All of these topics that we have discussed in the last class, and with this we come to the end of this chapter. This particular chapter, concept of revenue, ends here. And see, let me tell you, in this particular chapter, relationship between the total revenue and marginal revenue is very important, but but in case of imperfect competition only. Generally, in exam, relationship between TRMR and ARMR is not asked from the in context of the perfect competition, right? So make sure that you prepare the imperfect competition relationship first, then you prepare the perfect relation, perfect market situation, relationship based on perfect market situation after that. So give priority to the imperfect competition, then prepare for the perfect competition part, because imperfect competition is more important as compared to the perfect competition. All right, and so this is it. So I think you haven't attended the last account session as well, no?
Yes, sir.
So Junaid, let's do one thing. So let's stop today's economics part here. We will be starting a new chapter in the next class only. We will
Yeah.
probably will start forms of market in the next class. So just tell me one thing. When is your midterms, or is there any unit test in your school?
No, sir. I gave my term one unit tests, all are finished. It will be probably in January.
So term second will be on January.
No, it won't be on January. It will be March or something. But unit test will be there on January.
Okay. One more thing. In economics, you have completed how many chapters?
In school?
No, here at Learning View. You have completed only one chapter, that is revenue.
Yeah.
any other chapter as well? I think you were also doing this concept of supply.
Yeah,
You were there in the
I was there.
okay. So you need to cover, you have missed few chapters. You haven't covered the production cost and the theory of supply. Okay. All right, no problem. So we will be arranging a backup for you so that you can cover the part that we have that you have missed in the class. All right, for now we will be taking a break, and then we will continue with our accounts part after the break of how many minutes are there? After 10 minutes break.
Yes,
All
sir,
right.
sure.
If you want to ask anything from any topic, you can ask. Otherwise, we will be taking a break.
Yes, sir, we can take break.
All right. So everyone else, Steve, I'm taking a break of 10 minutes. So we will start discussion regarding the bill of exchange after a break of 10 minutes. So
Yes, sir.
okay.